Hello, welcome to the Conversational Intelligence series by Symbl.ai, a conversational intelligence platform for developers. In this video, you will learn how to generate a transcript from a local audio file easily using the Symbl APIs. I'm Janhavi, a solutions engineer at Symbl, here to walk you through it. What is transcription? Transcription, or speech to text, is the process of generating a textual version of words spoken in an audio or video file. The generated text is called a transcript, and it's extremely useful in modern internet needs such as increasing search engine optimization, improving searchability for recordings, improving accessibility in your apps, or enabling intelligent conversation driven user experiences, and so much more. Using the Symbl APIs, generating a transcript takes no time at all. Let's see how you can do that. To follow along with this tutorial, you need to have the following setup ready. First, you need to create a Symbl account by going to platform.symbl.ai. This takes less than 2 minutes, no credit card, and you get free credits every month. Second, I will be using Symbl's Postman collection for this demo. You can find a link to this collection from our documentation. You can also use Symbl SDK's curl or write code in your preferred programming language to make the HTTP request to Symbl for this. But if you will be following along exactly, you need to fork the Postman collection. Lastly, you need to have an audio file downloaded on your machine. Symbl can transcribe conversations in real time or asynchronously using either public cloud storage URLs or from local files. And in this video, we will only be focusing on the async local files option. If you don't have a file handy, you can download and use the sample file from this URL on the screen that you see here. Feel free to pause the video and take a few minutes to set all of this up. This is a one-time setup. Once you have this ready, you can transcribe on the fly whenever you want. These are the steps that you need to follow. Step 1, authentication. Using the app ID and app secret associated with your Symbl account, you can generate an access token for authentication. In your Postman collection, you will find the generate token request. In the body of this request, paste the app ID and app secret from the Symbl platform. So here I am, platform.symbl.ai. I'm going to sign in. And I will copy my app ID, paste it here, copy my app secret, paste it here, and then hit send. So when you hit send, it makes a post request to this URL here, and it returns an access token. A fresh access token is valid for a maximum of 24 hours, that is 86,400 seconds. You can see the time left in the expires in field, and you will pass this access token in the header of the following requests. It's super easy on Postman because this access token is already saved as a collection variable, and it will be passed in the proper fields of the subsequent request. So you don't really need to do any repetitive copy pasting of this access token anywhere. And we can move directly to making our async post audio request. So step 2 is async post audio request. So this is the main part. Here you can see that we have two post audio requests. One is post audio submit new audio file, which is the one that we're going to be using. And the other one is post audio URL, which we will see in another video. So for the post audio submit new file request, let's take a look at the body of the request. So this is the simplest part. The body of the request contains the audio file, the local audio file that you're going to be sending. So this is transmitted in binary. So when you click the binary option here, you'll get a select file button. And when you click on it, this will open the file explorer of your machine. So navigate to the folder that has your downloaded audio file that you want to transcribe, select and open. And you can see that it has gotten attached here. So this will be the body of your request. Next, let's take a look at the headers of this request. So there are three main headers that you need to take care of. The first is authorization. Like I mentioned before, the access token that we generated needs to be passed as a bearer token here. So as you can see, Postman has already filled my latest access token in here, and so you don't need to do anything. This along with content length. are two mandatory fields. Content length talks about the length of the body of your file. So in this case, the audio file, and it should be in bytes. Again, Postman calculates this when the request is sent, and so you don't need to do anything. But these are two mandatory fields that you will need to take care of if you're using some other form of programming or sending this request. The third important field is this one, content type. So this field actually talks about the format in which your audio file is. So the file that I am sending is an audio wave format. So it's set as audio/wave. It can be MP3, MPEG, or any other supported file. This is an optional field, and note that this is a different field from the routine content type field, which is in Pascal case with no hyphen. This field here is content hyphen type, C capital, T capital. So these are the three header fields. And so we have seen the body of the request and the headers. And so now if you're using an English sample file on Postman, you don't even need to do anything else. You can just hit send and get a transcript. It's that easy. But you also get a lot of options in the query parameters here to set your language, to set custom vocabulary, or to change the mode, to increase the accuracy, or to enable speaker diarization, enable intelligent summarization, use trackers, and more. All of these fields are available. You can read about them in the documentation right here. So you can see all of the fields that are supported. So this is the great thing about Postman. You get the documentation right there. Right now, we don't need any of these fields, so I'm going to leave this alone and I'm just going to hit send and show you how a simple basic transcript looks. So sending, and yeah, so this returns a response with a conversation ID and a job ID. A conversation ID is like a locker number. It is a unique identifier that points to the locker and symbol that has all the transcript and insights generated for this particular audio file. You need to save this number so that you can later on retrieve, modify, or delete these insights. The job ID refers to the job or the task number of processing this audio file. You can use this number to check whether Symbl has finished transcribing this file and generating insights for this. So that is step 3, checking job status. For that, you will need to use this check job status request. This is the URL that you will use. It already has the job ID collection variable in it, so I just have to hit send. And the response tells me the status. The status can be scheduled, in progress, completed, or failed. I see that I got completed status already, so while I was talking, Symbl has already finished the transcription. If the status is not completed, you will see that you get an incomplete or an empty transcript when you try to retrieve it. So you need to always check the job status and ensure that the status is completed. Next, we'll see step 4, reviewing the transcript. So there are different ways that you can check the transcript. I will first show you how to get a formatted transcript in the markdown format. So go here to the Conversations API and this very last request, post formatted transcript. This is the request that I'm referring to. So the request is already set up here. The URL is a post URL to this, and you need to pass the conversation ID here to retrieve the transcript. So as you can see, the collection variable is already set to the conversation ID that I got. And in the body here, there are a few fields. The first and the most important field is content type. That has been set to text/markdown. So there are two options here, text/markdown, or you can also select SRT format, which is used for subtitles. For now, I'm just going to use markdown, and for that I have several other options such as creating paragraphs or highlighting phrases, showing speaker separation. But since I just want a simple transcript, I'm not going to change any of that and just hit send. And there we go. The transcript is here. So if I hit preview if I hit preview, I'm going to see the normal formatted transcript with separations for paragraphs and everything. So this is fine when you want to read through a transcript, but what if you want to get more details? So this was one way to get the transcript, but to get a more detailed transcript, let me show you another request that we have. That's the get messages request here. So here again in the URL, this is a get request and this is the URL. You need to pass the conversation ID again So as you can see, the variable is already set, so I'm not going to change this. Here in the query parameters, you'll see additionally that we also have two parameters for sentiment and for pose. So what sentiment does is it gives you sentiment polarity for each sentence of your transcript. And if you select verbose, you get a very verbose transcript with timestamps for every uttered word in the transcript. So I don't need these right now, so I'm going to unselect them again. But you can get those options here as well. So I'm going to hit send. And even without those two, you see that this is the response that we get. It's a JSON format, and you get a messages dictionary with sentence level timestamps as well as the conversation ID and a message ID to individually refer to each sentence. So this can be used for more processing. It's the same transcript but in a different format. So you can see that this is more detailed. This from field is empty right now, but if we had sent in speaker information or enabled speaker diarization, you would also be able to see who spoke a particular sentence. And so this is really a very full version of the transcript. Finally, you can also generate a shareable transcript using the Experience APIs. So these are awesome pre-built UIs that help visualize many insights generated for each conversation. I will leave it up to you to explore those and let us know in the comments what you think of them. So to recap, in this video, we saw what is transcription, reasons why you want transcripts, and how to transcribe a local audio file easily with Symbl. Here are some resources for you to go through in order to level up your transcription game even further. And I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the Symbl.ai community on Slack or simply tweet us at Symbl.ai, that is SYMBLDOTAI, with the hashtag Symbl.ai. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to learn more about transcription or conversational intelligence, subscribe and tune in to our YouTube channel.